I'm your host, B Shine. We are here for episode 9. Who is it harder for with children when dating, men or women? We're going to go ahead and introduce my panel for today. I have Corey Taco Supreme, DJ Taco Supreme. I said it wrong this time?
How fucking hard is it? We have DJ Taco Supreme.
Is that not what I fucking said?
No, motherfucker.
I said I got Corey, DJ Taco Supreme. That's what the fuck I just said. Okay. Fuck it. I got DJ Mini Me. All right. I got Anthony Armstrong. Got a comedian here. We have Shantae Nicole from Shantae Nicole Thoughts. I have Sophia Scales. We have a nice different type of panel. Everybody, most of us have children, and one of us don't. I'm glad we have him as the X Factor. We got 2 men with kids, we got 2 women with kids, and we got a fella with no children, which is amazing. I guess he don't get no pussy. So we're gonna go into this conversation.
I just know how to use condoms. Some of you niggas ain't never learned. But that's okay though.
So, I mean, you're right.
How many kids you got, Brian?
I got 3 kids.
Yeah, all by the same woman?
No, 2 with one woman and 1 with my ex-wife.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, you was married before?
Yeah, I was married before.
Okay, no bad. I
Yeah,
know.
no, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that,
I'm just saying, I didn't know.
Yeah, I found 2 motherfuckers that decided that they could put up with me. One failed miserably, and
she failed, huh?
Yeah, she failed miserably, and then I got one that she's really putting in that work. So,
that's good.
So let's go into it as usual. As much as I hate women, as much as I bash women, let's give the women the floor first. So, Shantae Nicole, your thoughts on the topic of the show. Who is it harder for when you have kids, when you're dating, men or women?
I have to say women. I gotta go with it's harder for women. We definitely bear the majority of the burden because the majority of the time we're left with the kids. So,
it's your responsibility.
Ooh, he getting ready to talk some mess already. He getting ready to talk some mess. But okay, let's just step outside of the box real quick. Let me just say this. I'm gonna say women because everybody says, okay, we're always left with the kids. But the bigger thing for me is, hell, I got to think about what it does to my body, okay? It's harder for me because now the next man got to deal with the saggy ass titties, okay? It's harder for us. We get some insecurities behind that shit, okay? So, yeah, that would have to be what I'm talking. And see, we was talking about titties earlier.
That's why I like little titty women. The motherfuckers can't hang that low. They ain't that big.
All right, since you already jumping in, Anthony, what's your thoughts on it? Between the two, if a man has children, if a woman has children, and they're dating, who is it harder for, men or women?
I think it's harder for the men, man. But I think it really just depends on the situation because, I mean, with a woman, she has to protect herself and her kids, whereas with a man, you just have to protect the kids. So, women are going to be a lot. It's gonna be harder for them to come around when they have kids versus with a man. So I think it's harder for the men. And plus, you never want to meet a woman's kids because when you meet them, then she thinks she got you forever and shit. You ever left a woman after you met her kids? She's like, "But I'll let you meet my kids." I'm like,
damn right.
See, yeah, look, I told you right there.
Yeah, that's fucked up because I actually I met a kid and I had just met her like that night, and then I met her kids and then I fucked. And then it was like, the kid loved the shit out of me. And it was like, I'm looking at the kid like, damn, you're never gonna... No, I was looking at the kid like, damn, you're never going to see me again. So it's like, but,
oh, yeah, the quicker you meet the kid, the quicker you fucking.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But,
Who was that harder for? Was that harder for you or her to leave that scenario?
I mean, her and the kid didn't leave the scenario. I did.
Exactly.
So, I mean, but that was her fault for letting me meet her.
How did you meet? Did you just meet the kid in passing and you was fucking that night and he was just kind of going to get some milk or some shit in the middle of the night?
No, actually, she had a daughter. It was a daughter. I had actually met her at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Met her. We was talking good. I'm like, man, what's up? Let's go out tonight. She was like, cool. She had a babysitter. So we went out, went to the lake and drank and went out to eat. Then she was like, all right, well, take me to the crib. So I was like, okay, cool. She was like, do you mind picking up my daughter? I'm like, of course not. I'll pick up your daughter. So when I thought at that point, you know, it's like, I ain't getting no pussy tonight. So we picked up the daughter, and she was like, so you coming in? I'm like, well, you just picked up your daughter. She's like, oh, she gonna go to bed. I'm like, oh, fine then. Okay, yeah, come in.
Yeah.
So then, you know, we went in, and, you know, now I'm watching motherfucking Looney Tunes with her daughter. And, you know, because, you know, I'm in this shit to win it at this point, so I'm finna get some pussy. So, yeah, how long is your daughter finna be up? So we watched the shit, and the daughter was like, I like you, I can't wait to see you again. So I gave her daughter $10, because it was like, you're not gonna see me again. And, you know, I fucked that night, and then it was like, you know, I'll holler at y'all. So that was not, I mean, was I bogus? In my opinion, no.
You was bogus.
I
would never do that.
I mean, fuck you. I don't give a fuck you. I mean, some motherfuckers ain't never had a squirrel in their ass. I mean, but does that mean the person that like a squirrel in their ass is wrong? No, that's just some shit they like. But I came with an agenda. It's not my fault that you brought these variables into what my plan was.
Nah, man, you gotta, man, once you see the kid, man, you gotta do it for the kids, man.
Oh, this is not my goddamn kid.
Something?
You know, hold
Can I
on.
just say
Hold on.
something?
I'm gonna go to you.
We have gotten so outside the scope. Y'all getting into
I know
things
this
that
conversation
you would
goes
get
into the scope. No, this conversation is a perfect example of what we're talking
I
about.
heard squirrels in the ass, and I was just.
I know that was just an example, but anyway,
Okay,
past
sorry.
that, Sophie, since you're ready to
All
talk,
right.
what is your thoughts
The
on the
premise of the
subject?
situation is what's harder? If you're a female and you're out there dating with kids, or a male and you're out there dating with kids. And my thing is it's as hard as you make it. I think that it can be easy on both sides. You know, it depends on how important that other person is to you. And you will prioritize and do things according to that.
Now I got a question for you, given that what your statement was,
Here
is
we go.
how important that person is to the other person. Okay, this is my question. I just met you. Given the fact that I just met you, how important can you be to me? If my original thought, original reason for fucking with you was that when I met you, I'm like, man, I want to fuck. So that was my original reason, which I continuously say is the original reason most men say anything to most women. If any nigga tell you that the reason why I tried to fuck with you is because I think you're a great conversationalist, tell a nigga to run a pole up his ass because you're a lying motherfucker. No, he started talking to you because he wanted to fuck. Now, given that I haven't even known you long enough for you to even change my mind on me wanting to fuck, how important can you or your kid be to me?
Now, it does not always have to be the person. So you want to get your ass out there and you might want to do the same thing. It depends on how important that situation is to you.
And
Period, point blank.
I mean, but even
Period,
with
point
the
blank.
now,
If
even with
I'm-
the situation, situations and people are still different levels of importance. You know what I'm saying? My overall agenda could be, man, I really want to find a good woman. But in that pursuit, if still my initial agenda when I see you is to fuck, it's on you to give me that opportunity to see that you are more than what my initial thought was.
Hold on, I spent like 5 minutes getting this fucking title right for one, and I remember some kids being up in it. Like, when the fuck is we about to get to the?
I mean, because
goddamn
all
kids?
of this shit goes into that shit,
I
and
don't
we
see
just
how
start.
that
I just did, and okay, you know, now we're on you, Mr. Kid guy.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. So when it comes, because all of the things we're saying still plays into who is it harder for, because depending on how you start dating a motherfucker and you have kids dictates a lot into as you date that person or if you even date them.
But you know, we got an hour, motherfucker. Like,
well, go ahead, motherfucker. So who the fuck is it more important to?
okay, who is worse for the kids? Wait a minute, what's the title?
So you're gonna draw us back to the title and you don't even know. Okay, hey, you as a man with children, you got your kids, right?
Right.
Okay, so you have your children. Let me
Right.
put it very simply for you not to keep asking this question.
Right.
Okay,
Spell it out.
you having kids
Right.
on your own,
Right.
as opposed to Sophie having kids on her own. Between the two of you, who is it harder for when it comes to dating?
Oh,
Men
so my bad, I had it
or
wrong.
women?
I ain't the only one.
I thought if you were dating that person, if they had kids, it's hard for them. I didn't know if, like, if I have kids.
This like
Yeah,
a
if you have
competition.
kids.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not a competition. It's just about, you know, when it comes to a person who has kids in their custody, who is it harder for? Is it harder for a woman who's single with kids to date or a guy?
Well, I mean, if you really look at it like that, it's the same thing.
Excuse me.
Oh, my bad.
DJ Taco Supreme.
My bad. I forgot.
But no, I think that it is more. I don't. Okay, wait a minute. I'm not about to think about this. Because, no, because I'm qualified. I can answer this question.
That's why I had you on here, motherfucker. I ain't had you on here for your rugged good looks, nigga. You got your kids.
Right.
You're dating, so it's it.
I would say that it's easier. Okay, I remember. No. I'm about to get into it. I remember having a conversation with somebody saying that it's easier for me to get the things that I want because people look at me as like, a single dad with my kids. So I get a lot more sympathy, in a lot of cases than, most women do. And I think it's real typical for a woman to have their kids. So it's more of an instinct and easier situation for women because women have been around that situation, like that type of upbringing their whole life. My role with my kids is like I just don't want them to die. Like it's like I'm just trying to keep them alive. No, I'm serious because they look to me like, oh, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that, and I think I'm a lot more conscious because of that, and a lot of places where I go because there's a lack of fathers with their kids. I think I get a lot more favor because I'm not that typical, guy without their kids. I'm actually with them.
And you got them hazel eyes, nigga.
And I got them hazel eyes, and it pretty much works in my favor because it's a lack of fathers that's taking care of their kids. That's my point. So if you're talking single dad versus single mothers in terms of getting a lot of more support, I would definitely say it's a lot easier for dads and harder for women.
Okay, so outside of support, because we ain't talking about motherfuckers sympathizing with you.
But see that
we
title,
talking about you're trying to. Okay, I'm sorry that this title is just blowing you so hard, and I've just made it for you to understand what the fuck I'm saying, and you still don't get it.
Right.
Okay, do you feel as far as dating? Is it?
Right.
So is it harder for a man who has custody of his children to date? As opposed to how hard it is for a woman.
Motherfucking dissolve. It's easier for a man to date because women run to a brother that got kids and niggas run away from chicks that got kids. So I would say it is way easier for a man and the benefits fall more so on the man, I would say.
And one of the rare times that I agree, I actually I definitely feel like it's much harder for a woman to have their children to date as it is for a man. And it's very simple reasons to it. It goes to just like you just said. Took you a long time to say it, but you said it.
I got that.
A lot of guys, they don't want to deal with women who have children. But part of the reason why they don't want to deal with women with children is that for the most part, the dynamics of a man who has children and the dynamics of a woman having children are a lot different. If a man usually,
I said the nigga don't aspire to be a stepfather.
No, I mean, well, a lot of women don't aspire to be stepmothers.
But
either.
they'll step into that role.
Well, they'll step into that role if they find that nigga that's worth it. But the difference is that when it comes to women with children, they have to look at, what type of nigga, well, for some women, okay, it's the difference between women with children and bitches with children.
Oh my
God. There it is.
I'm sorry.
There it is.
Every person with a vagina is not an awesome mother.
No,
so
it's
let's
not.
just.
No, it is not. No.
It is a fucking difference. You have women.
Come on, it's different.
You have women that's out here busting their ass to make sure their kids know their love, to keep shit on their back, and you got these bitches that send their kids off to their grandma's house the moment that they can, only see their fucking kids when they taking a fucking Instagram picture or Snapchat or a goddamn Facebook picture. I'm sorry. If I'm ever gonna use bitch, it's gonna be a difference between bitches with kids and women with kids.
And what that got to do with the difference between me and
because I have to give out what I'm saying to give out the reason why it's harder or easier. If you are a bitch with kids, it's easier for you to date because you don't give a fuck what type of nigga you bring around your kids. If you are a woman with kids, you have to vet these niggas. You got to talk to these niggas. You got to make sure that if I leave my kid with this nigga and he get mad, he ain't gonna put this nigga in the shower under some boiling hot water. So yes, it is a big difference between bitches and women when they got kids.
Let me.
I'm sorry, wait a
You
minute.
gotta
Let me-
make sure
can I
you
ask
can't
a
go
question?
past that second step.
Can I ask a question?
Right.
Can I ask a
That's
question?
right.
Normally, it's a light skin versus dark skin argument here all the time, and the dark skinned brother get like loud like he just did. You being a dark skinned brother, please tell me that you do agree with the fuck what he's saying, or like just add some balance to it, please.
I understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to
Can't
say
say
there are
he drinking
women
Starbucks, y'all.
that look, I got Starbucks. Niggas,
He's
I don't
drinking
give a fuck.
Starbucks.
I don't count.
I got
don't think
Starbucks.
we
What
count
you niggas
any
gonna do?
of
You
us
see
like
it?
a dark
Do you
skinned
see it?
nigga.
He's a
I'm just
traitor.
sorry.
I
He's
give-
dark
I give-
skinned, but we different dark
I
skinned
get,
niggas.
yeah, this nigga looked like he was born from blunt smoke, goddamn. But
Ain't this some
I
shit?
understand what he's trying to say though. He's trying to say there's a difference between women that take care of their kids and then a difference between women that don't take care of their kids. He just says bitch to assign a label to the women that don't take care of their kids. I understand that because there are some women that just don't give a fuck about their kids.
But okay. We ain't asked to have them. We have them. The fact that a woman, the fact that a bitch and I'm just using this word, the fact that a bitch takes care of her kids, that makes her less than a woman. Like seriously, like if
Okay,
ain't
wait,
it enough-
stop. Wait,
ain't
before
it
you
enough-
go on. No, you
You
what?
said
Wait,
that
you
the
said it
wrong
wrong.
way.
You said it
You
wrong.
said it
You
the
said
wrong way.
because a
You
bitch
said it the
take
wrong way.
cares of her child. No, you meant to say just because a bitch doesn't take care of her child. That's what you meant to say. Now you can continue on with your dribble.
Now, what's the level of taking care of your children?
Do I really have to explain to you the
You don't
definition
have
of
to.
taking care of your motherfucking kids?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Just on you.
Okay. All right. So since you need me to say, not just for you, but for other motherfuckers that don't understand the difference between a bitch that ain't taking care of kids and a woman. Okay, with these bitches, yes, I will call you a bitch if you're always looking good, you always making sure you're nice and fresh, you're always going out, but your kid is fucking hungry, your kid wearing dirty ass clothes.
Okay.
You are a bitch with kids. A mother makes sure her kids is as dressed, because I don't look at like name brand, like just because you as an adult wear name brand and your kid wear Geronimals, that don't make you a bad mother, because I'm a father that I wish I would put Jordans on my 6 and 3-year-old to go out and kick fucking mud. And they don't give a fuck. And plus, my 6-year-old, if I bought him some Jordans, he's looking at the shorty with the Batman light-ups like, I wish I had that shit. But I'm just saying that as far as when you're taking, a bitch makes herself a priority, a woman make her kid a priority. And when it comes to niggas, you're not gonna just bring every nigga you meet, every nigga that's finna drink with you, every nigga you're gonna smoke with into your home around your fucking kid.
That's
A
right.
woman will make sure, hey,
Absolutely.
I might go out the house to see this nigga because I just met him, but I'm not just gonna bring this nigga around my kid. And going back to the story that y'all said was kind of off base, what old girl did, which what kind of threw me off, and the reason why, even though I liked her daughter, but I never fucked with her again, I didn't like the fact that you just met me. You just met me. It was times where she left me alone with her daughter. It's like, you don't know the type of nigga that I am. I know that I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna do anything wrong to your daughter, but you don't.
know that.
You don't know what the fuck I did in that 15 minutes that you walked to the store to get some more liquor. You don't know what the fuck I did when you said, oh, she wants you to go wash her face for her to get ready to go to bed. You don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So to me, if you're that trusted, you're a dumbass, because you don't know shit about me. And I just didn't like that shit. So that's the reason, that was more of the reason why I looked at her daughter and I'm like, man,
You
you're
felt
a
bad for
beautiful
her.
daughter, but your
felt
mother's
bad
a
for her.
fucking dumbass.
But you
For
still
real.
fuck though.
That was my
He
agenda.
didn't, that
I
was
mean,
his
just
agenda
because, hey,
for
guess
God.
what?
What if the
I
condom
feel
would have
sorry.
broken, you would have had a kid.
Hey,
by
guess
now.
what? I feel sorry for starving kids in Africa. Does that mean I'm not gonna go to McDonald's and get me a double Big Mac? Yeah, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. I'm not gonna not eat because other motherfuckers ain't gonna eat.
Well, I married the first man I introduced to my kids because he was a good guy, but I didn't like introduce him like right away.
You just knew he was the
But
one.
I had a really good feeling, and let me just tell you, I read.
Okay, was
Steve
this now?
Harvey
I'm
book.
gonna let you go, but I just
I
wanna know,
read Steve
was this
Harvey book.
before or after sex? I'm just curious.
No, this was before.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I read Steve Harvey's book, and he made a really
Oh,
good point.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. He
Steve
made a
Harvey
really
wants
good
it.
point. Well, now Steve Harvey put a ring on my finger. Okay, so y'all gonna hear
Oh, so
what I
you
got
only
to say.
got married because of Steve Harvey?
No, But
Yes.
Steve Harvey
What
helps.
the fuck you just said?
So
Yeah.
then, wait.
Motherfucking
So
women
you,
out here.
you instill Steve Harvey's plan
That's right, girl.
and trap the nigga with the pussy. I
Get y'all
just
back.
call it what it is.
That's right. Okay. Well, you said it like that. But no, because he made a good point. You know, some women, they'll be with a man for a long time and they will not introduce their kids to him. Now, say you've been dating this guy for a year and you finally introduce your kids a year later. Now, this guy and your kids don't mesh well. Now, you've wasted a year of your life, you know. So, some women take a long time, some women do it way too fast.
But
and
true.
I figured I wanted to kind of meet somewhere in the middle so I could see if this was going to be a good fit for the future. I didn't want to waste time.
But it's not hard. It's not like unrealistic to not want to introduce somebody to your kids because you don't know how long they're gonna be around.
No,
Like,
absolutely not.
I mean, that's not typical. If you taking a long time to introduce somebody to your kids, that's being responsible because you know if you bringing several parents, you know, possibilities up in their life, then what is they seeing? You know, like what pattern is they following? They knowing that no relationship.
How many uncles they gonna have?
Exactly.
Right, but you know, as a woman, we know right off the bat if you're somebody that don't even
You don't know
lay
shit.
eyes
Y'all
on
know
my
that.
kid.
Y'all
They
know
don't
that.
know shit.
That-
They
Wait,
know
wait,
that.
hold on.
That's how y'all get
Right
fucked up.
off
You
the
can't
bat.
say that.
In the
We
first
know our
conversation.
intentions. We
In
know
the
our
first
intentions.
Your intentions are to
We're
fall
not,
in
we're
love.
not,
Nah.
we're not, we're okay. We know our
And that's
intentions,
dangerous.
and we know
as
what
fuck.
direction we want to
Okay,
go
now,
in.
but you know the
Exactly.
fucked up part about what you're saying? You know your intentions, you don't know
I
mine.
didn't exactly.
They don't
I
give
said,
a fuck.
my
no,
intentions.
I said,
My
I
intentions,
said
but
what.
no, my intentions is what's more important than yours because you know your intentions and you have your children. My intentions is what matter, not yours. Because if you don't know what my intentions are, you don't know I could be a fucking pedophile and I'm only fucking with you to get to your kids. So, as a woman, I just feel like even and this reason why I still say it's a woman, but honestly, it's a lot of variables to this because it can be harder if you are a guy without a lot of means and you have your children. It can be harder for you than most women. If you're a woman and you have a lot of means, but you keep running into niggas that's kind of broke, it's harder for you to date. If you are a guy with a lot of money and you have kids, it's easier for you to date because now the women that see how much money you got, like, yeah, I can be a mother to your kids because you can take care of me and your kids. So there's variables to the dating scene depending upon your personality, your income, the type of women or men that you're attracted to. Because as we see, everybody, as Anthony said, man, I like a woman with a little attitude. I personally don't. And you know, it's about what you're attracted to. This is why me and you would never be nothing but friends, motherfucker.
But you
So,
know what?
yeah,
But
it's
you know
fine,
what?
though.
The way that you talking, you can be. That's like dating real paranoid because you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Like you don't know this other person's intention.
Okay.
You don't know exactly where they're coming from.
Okay.
If you have that type of mindset, then you probably looking for just the wrong in what somebody else is doing. Like, and I'm talking about just the theme of how you talk. Like it's.
So you're saying
The
that
way that you
you're
say
pretty
the
much
shit,
saying
the way
that,
the
that
way-
I'm saying that a person should worry about the intentions of others and you have your kids is dating from a point of paranoia?
No, I'm
Let
saying
them
that.
clarify.
I'm saying that the way that you say that women should be on the lookout for a guy is almost dating in a paranoid state. Yes.
They should.
I actually agree with
So-
Brian on this.
They should.
I feel like everything trickled down from the man because he's ultimately the one who decides.
Oh no
How
no
good
no no no.
relationship-
Brian
Wait,
says
wait.
Brian says that it's the woman's fault.
No.
Wait, how did I say it was a woman's fault?
No,
Okay.
he said-
I said it's
Before it gets confused.
Let Sophia talk. I'm sorry. Man. What's wrong?
I
Go ahead,
already
Michael
know you a
Jackson,
piece
damn.
of shit.
Well,
I already
no,
know you a
piece
piece
of
of
shit. I've
shit.
been nice to you the whole time.
Go ahead,
Anyway,
brother.
so what I'm saying, back to the subject at hand, okay? I don't think that it's dating with paranoia. What he's trying to say is that, you know, he feels like how the Bible says, the man is the head, the woman is the neck. You know, so even though I have my intentions and I have my goals and I see where I want to steer things, he's going to control it because he's the head, he's the man. Would I be correct in saying that?
I agree with you. I mean, I don't like biblical
Oh my God.
scenarios. with
I
it.
was
But
trying
no,
to
I mean,
make
but,
it
no, I
simple
mean, but
for
I do
everybody.
agree. I mean, pretty much, you're still saying that I'm saying that at the end of the day, the man is dictating what his intentions are.
Yeah.
It's not. It has nothing to do with a woman's intentions. Yes, a woman can have the intentions of hey, from what I see about you, you know, you might be a good nigga, you might be a good fit for me and my family, but it's about what that nigga's intentions is. And as a woman, I feel like you're doubly have to kind of date from a level of paranoia since you want to go from that, because
You can just say double. Double's not a word.
what?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that even as a woman, I mean, I already say before a woman has a kid, they need to protect themselves first, then their womb. Now they've already had the child, so now they're not only got to protect themselves, they still got to protect their womb because they may not want any more children, and now you have one or more children that you have to protect. So I feel like as a good woman, and not a good woman for a man, I mean a good woman for herself, her spirituality, her body, and for her children, she has to vet these niggas in a proper way to make sure not only is she not bringing a negative nigga into her life, but not bringing a negative nigga into her children's lives.
Definitely.
So, to bring it home, even though you don't like the biblical reference, even though you said that the man runs this, I need you to agree that the woman is the neck, so our intentions matter, because the neck will turn the head where it needs to be.
To a certain extent, because the neck can't do shit without the brain telling it. And if the man is the head, I'm sorry, do your neck,
We're talking about-
hold on,
we're
no,
talking
do your
about
neck just move on its own,
We're
or do your brain
talking
tell
about
you, look
mechanics.
left and look right?
We're
I
talking
mean, it's a
about
lot of
mechanics.
and this is what you should be happy. I'm agreeing with you that this is the responsibility of a man, because us as the head, we control the neck and the body. If the woman is the neck and the body, and we're controlling her actions, her thoughts, and what her decisions are, we need to be in the right place to do that. But a woman has to choose. It's like Voltron. If you got the body together, you got to choose the right motherfucker to control the lion's head that opens up and shows the nigga's face.
I mean, I agree. I just think that I'm going back on arguments that we had before in terms of, you know, if we know that we have ill intentions, then, you know, you can't hold and I'm not going back on that topic from last week, but you can't hold the woman accountable all the way. It's like your theme is all like the baggage and the bitch personality that you like to preach on is a woman actually being very paranoid, not wanting to move forward, not too fast, because she don't know what the woman's gonna do.
Oh, so there's no such thing as these bitches that really don't give no fuck about their kids, only thinking about finding a nigga, rarely take care of their kids, rarely see their kids. So this is some fictional shit that I just created for the show tonight?
No, but it's a lot of guys out there doing that too.
Yeah, okay, but we're talking, right now, are we talking about the guys that ain't shit, that's coming into these women with kids' lives, that's looking for a man? Or are we talking about, with me, the bitches that don't really give too much fuck about their kids and just looking for some dick or some money?
We're
I
talking
think we
about
gotta
the bitch
consider
for
both.
sure.
Okay. Now, so now for the rest of this show, I'm gonna do my best to not talk about bitches. We're not gonna talk about bitches for the rest of the night. Let's talk about the hardships of women with children that want to date, that want to find a good man. So we've already covered what these bitches do. I think, are we all in consensus that I have explained about these bitches? So I don't have to talk more about bitches. So now let's talk about women and men. Fuck these ain't shit niggas that have kids that they not taking care of. Let's talk about niggas like this pretty ass fuck over here that got his kids in his custody. Let's talk about women who have their kids, that's dealing with their kids, that's trying to raise their kids, that's trying to find not only a good mate, but a father for their kids.
Nigga, you need your own show. God damn, you long-winded as hell. You might as well just let us leave. Shit.
Well, get the fuck out, man. Corey, don't say shit else. Just keep moving the camera on me. All right, so Shantae Nicole,
Yes, yes.
what do you think? Okay, we done dealt with the bitches. I mean, with the women that's trying to find it. I mean, what do you think the hardest part of trying to find a good man for your kids are?
Well, I pretty much think you said it. The aspect of what that person's intentions are. I mean, me personally, I Google people. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm looking you up on iDoc. I need to see, have you been to jail? You know, what was it for? I do that. You know, I have to know what's going on around you.
So you're a stalker.
Nah,
I wasn't
I
gonna
don't
say
say
that,
anything
but
wrong with
I
that.
was
I feel like
I'm
you,
not a
hey,
stalker.
motherfuckers, people are crazy out here, so yeah, as a
Exactly.
woman, you have to protect yourself. So
I'm
I don't
not
have
a
any problem
stalker,
with that.
but I will Google your ass.
So you'll Google
I
motherfucker real
will Google the
quick.
hell out of you.
I mean, well, that's vetting. That's what I call vetting. Now, after you start dealing with a nigga, now you still doing all that extra shit. Now you stalking.
Well, nah,
But go
'cause I
ahead.
got a
That's a
probe. I
fact.
need to know what's going on. You know, I'm gonna have you around my kids, so you know, I'm gonna Google you, see what you've been up to, do your work.
That's
You
real
know,
shit.
people be lying.
That's real shit.
You know, you never know, and I'm just that person. So I mean, I feel like
Do you date off a credit score? Like if his credit score is like in the 5s, you ain't fucking with him. I'm asking.
You should.
That was a yes laugh. That was a yes laugh. If y'all were wondering,
I hit on something.
she answered that
Can I
question.
say this
without
about
answering
relationships?
it.
No woman or no man should get in a relationship and stay in the same place. Your mate should upgrade you. That's what marriage and everything is for, is to get to the next level. It's
It's a
not
business
two
arrangement.
broke
he about
motherfuckers
to
shouldn't get
flip
together
the
and be broke.
subject. We about to be on something.
My bad, I just, since
No,
you kind of brought that up.
But I mean,
No,
that's
wait,
real.
y'all-
It's a business
so,
arrangement.
are y'all
I agree,
I'm gonna say y'all don't believe what he just
No,
said.
I
It's
agree.
real shit.
But it's
I
getting ready
just
to go
told you
into
it's
something else.
a business arrangement.
No, I mean, like he said, it should be an upgrade. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not even really getting.
I mean, the whole concept of marriage came from that, because it was a time to where women couldn't work, couldn't do anything. So it's like you married your daughter off
For real.
so she could have a life, and then it
Right.
became a thing to where it was
Nah,
you could do.
customary today.
It's
In
still
other
customary
cultures,
today.
there's
Why
not
do
a
you
lot
Well,
of
no,
travel
now
there.
it's-
Why do you
now it's
think
all about
that
love.
is- No. Why do you think Caucasians still have that in place? Why do you think that it was important for them to do it and not us?
Not even Caucasians,
build.
Arabs.
Arabs, all of them, you
Greeks.
build with
Like,
it.
these motherfuckers
It is a
still
way
on
to
that.
put you up on a higher scale.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. That's why a lot of people enter into this thing, and it's great when you have love and all that great stuff, but this is a business arrangement.
Love
I
is
want somebody
conditional, so
who's
it
my
comes and
best
goes.
business partner. Okay?
I'm a business partner. What you talking about, Sophia?
I heard a pastor say that you'd be dumb if you just married for love.
Yes.
If you just marry for love, then that's not the smartest thing to do.
No, because you go through things. All these couples that you see, these people have been together 20, 30, 40 years. They have been through some stuff. There are moments where they were like, I really didn't like that motherfucker.
Okay.
I'm so sad. I'm so happy we had that third bedroom because I didn't even sleep with that motherfucker for about 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But were y'all level-headed enough to keep everything in y'all household together? Were y'all still able to build? Were y'all still able to say, you know what? I really don't like you today. I don't like you either, motherfucker. Was comment paid? Yes, it was.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
We live in a different time.
Come on.
Back in the day, people had to stay together for survival. Whereas today, you don't have to really depend on another person, so that's why people like cut out so quickly.
And
Are
that's
you
why they
serious?
stupid at.
That's
That's
that.
why they
No,
stupid
no,
I
at.
understand it.
Cause
No,
we
I mean,
not
I know
good.
you're saying it 100%
That's
correct.
because divorce is supported
But
nowadays.
that is what is so fucking stupid about the mentality of men and women today.
Thank
They
you.
feel like, oh, I don't need you. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But we're at this point to where, well, bitch, I don't need you, nigga, I don't need you.
Fuck that shit.
And we got
I'ma
kids
tell-
together, and now we're fucking our kids up because now we're not together. I'm introducing my son, daughter to these random chicks I'm dating. You're introducing our son, daughter to the random niggas that you dating. You're confusing the fuck out of them. Now when they're our age and now they're dating, they don't know what the fuck
And
they're
it's a
supposed to
cycle.
do.
Let's just be real. I'm sorry, I don't have no filter, so I'm gonna be blunt. There are some doors that your cock can open that I can't, and there are some doors that my vagina can open and yours can't. Okay? It's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. It is balance. It is yin, it is yang, and
But
that's
it's
how it
actually not a
goes.
balance because guess what?
It is a
No, it's not because your vagina is more of a lock and our dick is more of a key. Guess what? A master key can open any lock. That's a good key. That's why they call it a master key. But any lock that a key can open is a shitty lock.
But what's the purpose of the key if you're not trying to unlock something?
I mean, it depends what you're trying to unlock. Guess what? What I'm
No
trying to
matter.
unlock is usually not as much as valuable
The
as what
key
you're
is not
trying
as
to lock
valuable.
in.
Hey, hey,
There's
hey,
no
hey,
lock.
hey.
Oh.
If
The
there's
bottom
no
line
lock,
here-
the key don't make sense.
Here's the bottom line.
So it's
Right,
balance.
exactly. It's locked for a reason.
Basically.
Exactly.
So
So
you still
let me
need
say,
a key.
it's locked for a reason.
You
But
still
guess
need a
what?
key.
If I lock some valuable shit up and this nigga can walk into my house with his random ass keys and unlock the shit that's valuable to me, that's a shitty lock. That's a shitty lock.
No, you just
Maybe
said
it
it was
was
a
a
master
shitty
key.
key.
No, I said that. That's
Maybe
the
it was
difference
a
between a
shitty
master
key.
key and a shitty lock.
Maybe,
Bitch,
That was
are
a
master
Lamborghini
keys,
key.
but y'all got some shitty locks.
maybe instead of going over to the corner store to get your key made, you should just went to Home Depot.
Maybe
Yo,
no, not the key made. Maybe the lock.
Maybe you should have
Maybe
got
I
that.
should have got some expensive locks made because these locks is opening up with fucking plastic toothpicks as opposed to a
Damn,
steel
so
key.
they didn't make a real master key, did they?
And they didn't made a real master lock. Shit, that lock was some shitty shit.
Yeah, I
Go on, get some.
let me
Go
tell you
get
something.
some. Go
Yeah,
get
fuck
some.
you.
The
Hey,
problem
shit.
is you got too many dudes trying to open up locks with their dick, trying to open it up with your mind. That's what you get a woman.
Ooh, and there
You
you
give a
go.
woman something that she can think about. You get the pussy quicker.
That's right. You gotta go
What if
further,
I,
you gotta
what
go
if all I
beyond
need to
those
give her to
things.
open up them pussy is 2 loose
So,
squares and
yeah.
a pizza puff?
Tell him he
Then
gotta go
you need to
beyond
find a
it.
better caliber woman then.
Okay, I ain't
If that's
trying
what
to-
you're looking for, let's
I mean,
just,
no,
if
well,
you're
it's
trying
not.
to fuck, then
I
just
mean, guess
fuck.
what? Now, guess what? I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking. I'm single. I'm just out here chilling. And when I walk out, I see this bitch, and it's like, oh damn. What up, baby? What up? What you on tonight? Shit. And I got these 2 blunts. You smoke, I smoke. Now I'm ready to fuck. I ain't thinking about what's gonna happen with me and this bitch tomorrow. I'm thinking about it's 9 o'clock.
If that's
I'm
your
thinking about
intention,
that.
then go. But you got a lot of dudes they're lying to women to get the pussy. And that's betrayal, man. Don't just tell these motherfuckers, look, I want to fuck.
So no
And
niggas,
be okay
so no
with you
niggas
saying
telling them that. So no niggas telling them that. No niggas telling them they just want to fuck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Be righteous about it. Just say, hey, I want
Most
to
of them
fuck.
don't.
If she say no, then go to the next motherfucker.
Most.
But a lot of motherfuckers are
But still,
lying.
when you say most, that still means some.
Okay, so that's wait, that's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah, while we on that topic. So are the women held accountable when the men lie?
Well, no. I mean, if he's lying to you, it is what it is. I mean, you just, as a woman, you just have to be careful, man, because motherfuckers will lie to you. I mean, it goes both ways. Women will lie to men will lie to women, but we're more inclined to lie because we want sex, whereas a woman wants love.
So when a man lies, is the woman dumb for believing a lie?
Yes.
No, cause no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
This nigga
Well,
says
you know
yes.
what? You know what? It
He-
depends
wait,
on the lie.
wait.
You know
Let
what?
me set a premise real quick. He believes that it's the woman's fault when the man lies to the woman.
To an extent.
No, nigga,
No.
I'm not.
I'm not saying every
extent?
single time a nigga lied to a woman, it's 100% our fault. But sometimes, depending upon how early that nigga lied, and depending on what the lie is, hell to the motherfucking yeah,
So now-
it's her goddamn fault for believing that shit. If I tell you let's fuck because the end of the world is happening, and you fuck, yeah, you a dumb bitch. I'm sorry.
You're going to the extreme. Ain't nobody telling no bitch that.
Okay, all right, okay, that's not an extreme.
Bitch is
Let's
almost
just-
gone.
Let's just go with
2
this.
hours.
And I guarantee you, right-handed God, I know women have believe this because I've said it to quite a few and they believe it. Like, you know what? I don't know what it is about you, but I think I love you.
See, that's a lie, man. Why would
Hey,
you say
but
that?
How would
hey,
we
but
know
guess
that you
what?
lied?
No,
Hey,
but in his
how-
logic, she shouldn't believe that I love her.
Because he just met her and I shouldn't love you right away.
Right.
I mean, that's the way I feel.
But
about it.
why lie though?
Right. Somebody told me they
Why
love
lie?
me
Don't lie.
Why lie? Why lie?
early.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with
And I
you?
said this last
Because
week,
if
and
you
I
tell
always
the
say this.
truth, you ain't gonna get the pussy.
Not even just that. Do you get mad? Okay, when we look at how flies get caught in the spider's web, do you feel all that sorry for when you see them flies in that spider web?
Yes, I do, because
Yeah.
I have walked in a many a spider webs that I didn't fucking see. Okay?
And guess what?
And I was
And
like,
guess
what the
what?
hell?
Your ass deserve to
You
get
said
in
that
that web
wholeheartedly.
too. I don't
So you
feel
like,
sorry
yes,
for. I don't feel
fly,
sorry when
yeah.
the fly get caught in the spider's web. I don't feel sorry when an antelope get caught by the lion when he jump out of the hilly brush. I don't feel sorry.
No,
for
but
any
the
of
spider web,
tactics
the spider
that-
web, you
I'm
don't
sorry.
always see.
Men are predators. I always say this. I said this last week. I go back to it. Men are predators. We stop being predators when we find something to protect. We're
I think
predators.
predators is a harsh word.
That is
No,
a
we're
pretty harsh
predators.
word.
Nah,
That's like
nah,
trying to rape a bitch.
No, I'm not
How do you
talking
catch a
about being.
predator?
I'm not talking about being that type of child
I
predator.
get what you're trying to say,
I'm not
though,
talking
man.
about raping bitches.
This nigga need
I'm talking about
a motherfucker to sit
predator.
right beside
We
him.
Hunt.
He can say what he really means because this nigga don't know how to articulate his
Yeah,
thoughts
that's
very
right.
well.
I just said in a way
I
that
ain't been picking up
motherfuckers.
my
I said in a
bad
way
bars.
that
I'm like,
motherfuckers aren't comfortable with and aren't used to hearing the fucking truth. and that's the reason why I said the way I said. Men are predators. We prey on women.
Have you
When-
never walked
we
into
don't.
a spider web before?
Rarely.
She not
And when I do
she
walk
like,
into
this
it,
is
when I walk
traumatic.
into it, no matter how mad I am, I don't look at the fucking spider and be like, you son of a bitch.
I know I do.
I
I
don't
had to tell
I don't
that
prey
goddamn
on
spider.
women.
Don't post up around my house.
No, it's
Wait,
like
can
this.
y'all be
I-
quiet? Can I get a close up on my face while I look at you with that shit you just said?
I don't prey on women.
Maybe not now, motherfucker. You preyed on quite a few women with them motherfucking hazel ass eyes.
All
And
I'm
you didn't
saying,
pray. You didn't pray.
I hope to meet a nice young lady and we can have a conversation. But no, I don't.
And if you've been drunk
pray.
before and you looked at it and you like, I'm gonna say what I need to say to get my dick sucked tonight. So I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
It's
It's
not
bullshit. And what you got to say?
That's bullshit. Dude. See, this the problem. Dudes are not okay with losing pussy. You gotta be okay with
And that's-
getting told no.
Hey, you know what? That's what the fuck it is right
Yeah.
there. That's what it is.
I'm okay
right
with
there.
losing pussy. You know,
Because
much,
it's like
you know how
this.
much pussy
That's
I
what it
missed
is.
out on
That's
because a
what it
bitch
is.
said some shit that I didn't like, and I had to look at her, and I was like, tuck my balls and fuck, or tell this bitch exactly what the fuck I feel, and I had to tell her what I felt. So yeah, I hate missing out on that pussy, but I had to speak on what I felt. So it's not that niggas hate losing out on pussy. Niggas have
No,
just
niggas hate
adapted
losing
to
out on
hunting. It's like,
Nah,
okay,
man.
I
But
say
you,
this,
but you
I
have
do
to be
this,
righteous though,
I
man.
can fuck
Be righteous
this.
about what you do. That's it. Just be righteous. Just go say this is what I want. If she says no, okay, my bad. Sorry.
Pull your Bible out.
You be
Pull your
amazed
Bible.
how
No,
much
I'm just
pussy.
saying.
You
we-
be amazed
as
how
men-
much pussy.
As
you get
men,
with
we
the
need to
truth.
start being righteous and being logical with the
I
things we do,
love
man.
when
Oh.
women say that shit.
I
love
What you
when
say, Sophia?
women
I
say
didn't
it.
hear you.
She
Oh,
said
I said
that
it's amazing
it's
how much
amazing how
pussy
much
niggas
pussy
get
you
when they
can
tell
get
the
if you
truth.
told a bitch the
Now
truth.
that's some bullshit.
That is bullshit.
You know what? I like it. I used to think
Well,
that,
damn,
but
but-
she's right. I'm telling you,
It's
if you know how to approach a woman and you know how to give her your truth without it being obscene or anything like that, they are more inclined to. You just gotta know how to do it, man.
So
I
you
agree.
you got a lot of
You
pussy
don't know
walking
what her
up to a
situation
woman you
is.
just met
Fam.
and told her, I want to fuck.
Ain't no women out here. It's some. I ain't gonna say it ain't none because it is some, but it ain't no woman that you can approach.
No,
I
you
think
can tell
I
them
think
as
you
shit
fall
go
into that.
on.
I think you fall into that trap. I mean, not that trap, but you fall into that situation where, you know, y'all ain't said nothing yet, so y'all keep fucking each other, and it's like, okay, well, you don't say shit, I don't say shit. But I don't know about just walking up to
Hey,
her.
I
Like,
ain't trying to
man,
hit that.
Okay, come on.
I'm not saying just walk up to her,
Wait,
but I'm gonna
wait.
start a conversation. But I'm gonna tell her
Thank
what
you.
my intentions are when she asks me.
Oh, of course.
That's
of
what it
course,
is.
of
Thank
course.
you.
So okay,
No,
so
that's
so
the truth.
your
That's
intention.
the truth.
Okay, but we gotta
But
bring
if,
this back.
if
Hold on,
my
let's-
intentions are to just fuck, I'm not gonna treat her like I'm finna be her man. I'm gonna treat like this is what it is.
So if you want
Let
to
her
fuck,
know
you not
before-
gonna take her out for drinks?
Say what?
If you want to fuck, you're not gonna take her out
Yeah,
for
we
drinks?
go out
Oh,
for
no,
drinks.
wait, no. Because you only want to fuck.
But
you
it's
take her
like
out
this.
for drinks.
Okay, if I go, I just want to fuck, but I'm not gonna meet her kids. She like, well, come meet my kids. No, I'm
So
not
you,
gonna
so
do
every, and so if she had kids, she said, "Come by my crib." She got kids, and you only want to fuck. You're not gonna go by her.
that. Nope.
And ladies,
That
You
nigga
know
finna
what?
hit
You
the
know what?
song.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
met
yeah.
him tonight. I just met you not more than an hour ago, and I believe that.
and
I
don't.
swear to God,
And understand,
I
I wasn't
believe
always like this, but it's like I seen, like I put you like this. There's women out there that I've hurt, and because I didn't know what to do with a woman.
Come on, brother.
And I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want women out here hate me because I don't know how to handle them. So I like I need to take it upon myself as a man to learn how to handle a woman, to have a woman.
You hear that, Sophie?
Look, you know.
You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You just trying to get, you just trying to get on there, so you have somebody on your rubber trip
Oh
with
shit!
and shit.
Hey,
You know
hey,
what
can I
I'm
do a
saying?
disclaimer?
Gonna have my
Hey,
ass
the
out,
thoughts,
Martha
hey, the
Villiers,
thoughts
with your
and
ass
sayings
like.
of tonight is
Yeah.
not representative of Echo Rhythm television and radio because that. God damn, Corey, I can't even. I don't even finna say nothing else to you. Nigga, you are pandering like a motherfucker.
I'm not
I don't believe
But
shit.
you know what
Have you
I'm saying?
seen my page? You see my Facebook page? I
Hell yeah, and for me to see
I
your
got
page
this
and to hear you come on my show and say
I
that
got
shit,
Panda.
man, you
Dude.
kiss my
Let me
ass.
tell you,
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I wasn't shit. I seen the other side of the spectrum, dude, but I'm like, I want to be a
Hey,
better
hey,
dude.
that nigga seen a Facebook a year ago and decided to get his shit together.
I seen that memory.
That shit is through. That shit has been through. All right, Okay, now let's get back on
We
topic.
down
That's-
to 10 minutes.
Oh my fucking, that's 10 minutes?
Really?
I think so. I think
This
so.
nigga
Okay.
talk 45 of them shit.
It's
Right,
my
exactly.
motherfucking show. This isn't Anthony Armstrong comedy bullshit.
You could did this in the bathroom by yourself.
I
Bro.
like
But you
that
know
15
what?
minutes,
But you know what?
15 minutes.
You know what? With what he just said.
The bullshit
real
he
shit.
just said, which the real
Like,
shit or the
no,
bullshit?
The real shit
Okay,
that
go
just
ahead,
came
okay.
from his mouth.
Okay.
That's respect. A real woman can respect that, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
You believe he doing
absolutely. Now, if you
Absolutely,
if
you
you
believe that
being
he's doing
truthful,
that?
if you being truthful to the thoughts, no, they might not accept that.
that? The thoughts accept that shit
But-
more than the real women do.
No, because a
Yeah,
real woman.
no, a
appreciate
real
you
woman
being
still has in
honest.
her mind. Okay, well, when you tell me woo woo woo,
I got
I got the
I
pussy.
gotta agree with
I got the pussy to change your
Niggas
mind
ain't-
on that.
I would say-
A thought is hoping that
Yeah.
what you telling her the truth. It may be the truth. It may change. Women always, for the most part, feel like what you tell me in the beginning will change once you get to know me.
Okay.
Well, no,
once
you
your
put it like
actions
that.
have to go with your words. Your actions have
Exactly.
to
If you
coincide
put it
with what
like
you say.
that.
But
But if your actions are coinciding with your words, I mean, you
I'm-
can't do nothing.
Then why
but
do
respect
women
that.
bitch? Why do women? I ain't gonna even talk about the bitches and the thoughts. Why do women bitch about when a nigga say one thing and they're showing a difference? But then the woman still is saying, "Well, you told me this, but you're showing me something different." If that's the case,
So
Because then that means you lied. If
how am
you're
I
showing me something
lying
different from what
if
you
I'm
said.
showing you something different
Different.
than what I said?
that's
That's
gonna
mine.
raise a red
No,
flag
y'all
for
just
women
said
anyway.
because women
What's in
always
that damn
say,
cup?
"Fuck what a nigga say." What is a nigga doing?
Take it away, girl. Take it away.
Take it away. I haven't took a sip
Because
out of
if
that
you
shit in a
do
minute.
something different from what you told me,
It's
that
a lie.
means you lied.
It's a lie.
In all
So that's
circumstances.
why-
Let me tell you something about women, man. Women
This is-
like
wait, this
consistency.
isn't-
They put you on a schedule. They know what you do, when you do it. When you deviate from that schedule, that's when they finna start looking like, what is this nigga doing? He usually don't wash his clothes on Friday nights at 7 o'clock.
I said all this shit. He just the dark skinned version. I said all this shit last week. I said consistency. Be straight up with him. If you ain't gonna fuck with him, don't fuck with him. I said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love how this
I
is
It was
become-
just, it was just.
I
so
love how
common
this
sense.
has become
Like,
women
you know what I mean?
versus men
Right,
as
right.
opposed to
Right,
women with
right.
kids, men with kids. Well, I guess it still all go together because if you got
No, it don't.
kids
We on
or
some other
if,
shit right
I mean,
now.
no, honestly, I feel like we're in the same. I feel like we're on the same conversation because regardless of if it's a kid or if you're single, if you're bad at choosing a mate, you're bad at choosing a mate. That to me, that's the overall gist. Regardless to which way we're taking
But
it.
no, this is what men do.
Tonight.
We as far as predators, men do prey on women's emotions.
That's right.
We know that they want to be in love, so we play on that, and that's wrong. That's
Why is that wrong?
Because man,
Damn, why is that wrong?
That's wrong,
man.
man.
Shit.
That's wrong. Man. You don't
Hold
do
on
that,
a
man.
bitch.
How did you graduate out of the sandbox, nigga?
He said,
I
Be
love,
okay,
I
okay.
love you deeply, but how did you graduate out of the sandbox? That was fucked up.
Okay.
I don't even understand the
I've
analogy
heard
you
you
talking
say
about
a
what
whole
you're
bunch
saying.
of lot
The
of
sandbox.
fucked up shit.
I'm just
But-
saying, why is it wrong to use the things that is a weakness for others
Wow.
and you're trying to do what you're trying to do?
That's not right.
Nigga,
Man.
Right,
I
so
don't
it's
wanna
not,
fuck
so
with
you're
you.
telling me,
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
not
telling
right.
me that it's not right for a woman to use her sex appeal to
I
try
got
to
a soul.
That's not right?
No.
I mean, first of
Why
all,
not?
I've been
Huh?
at the store in my
Why
sweats.
But
In my sweats, and guys tried to
if
come
your
up to me, and I
objective
knew
is
I
to
was
trap
really
up-
fucked
And you have
So I
women,
wasn't using
and guess
sex
what?
appeal that
Okay,
day.
so when you was in your sweats, how tight was your jogging pants?
Loose as hell.
Loose
They
as
couldn't
hell.
see anything. I
So
barely
you
got a
wasn't cute
curve
at
in my
all.
leggings.
You wasn't cute
couldn't
at all.
see nothing in my sweats.
It was something about your ass that you made sure that you look cute about. I ain't trying to hear that
No,
shit.
I was looking raggedy. I've heard guys say they
Hey,
like
hey,
to
hey,
the
look,
girl when she
You
looking
know we
down
went to
because that lets
Kegel
them
Wing,
know.
right? We
You
went
know
to
what I
Kegel
mean?
Wing. I had fangs.
I've heard that.
One fang fell out. I had a bonnet on, and I had on sweats and Fashion Geek t-shirt. That was it.
How tight was
Look.
the t-shirt? How big was your titties in the t-shirt?
Okay, I can't help it with my titties.
Okay, all right. So,
All right.
and you see how Anthony?
but
Did
you
you
did
catch
use
that?
them
Hold on. Did you
motherfuckers,
catch
though,
that
right?
nigga's eyes when I said titties? That nigga's eyes was like, yeah, big ass.
Because you
titties.
said titties,
But
nigga.
guess what?
I'm not
guess
supposed
what?
to look at titties after you say
It's-
titties?
Guess what? Women use sex appeal.
not
Niggas
supposed to be
use
here.
lies. I'm sorry. I don't get mad at women on Instagram.
A woman doesn't have
that
to
do-
use sex appeal.
She doesn't have to, but
But
don't she
okay,
still
can
do it?
I just say
Don't
this?
she
Can
still
I just
do
say
it?
this? Can
But
I
why
just say
lie?
this?
As a man, you have to be righteous. Stop doing this.
As
Well,
a
they're
man,
doing
you
this,
have
so
to
I'm
be
doing
righteous.
this. As a man,
As a
it's your
man, you have-
job to be righteous. You
So
don't have to
what
do
about
that
women?
tit
Do
for
women
tat shit.
not, so women don't gotta be righteous?
Say what?
Women don't have to be righteous.
Women are emotional, so they can validate all their shit through emotion.
Oh no,
Men,
they can
we're
try to
logical.
justify.
I said
They can
we're
try.
logical.
They can try to justify.
We have to
shit.
be better. We have to be better.
We
We're
have to
men.
be better.
You want to be top? Be better. You want to be?
I can be the top and still use my spider web. So
See,
fuck
look
what
at
you
this
talking
nigga.
about.
See?
On a lighter note, that's not really fair. That was really dirty.
What was
I
that?
can't
We can
control
some
that.
things we can't
Because,
help.
right, for real, I got big boobs. What the fuck?
I mean, wear
I
this
can
sweater.
wear,
What's she supposed
and
to do?
it's still gonna
What
be
you supposed to do when the
like,
weather
what the
change?
fuck?
Huh?
It's still gonna be like, what the fuck? So
She
that's
can't
not
go to the
fair.
beach?
Okay, so
With the
okay,
sweater?
That's
so it's
not
not
fair.
your fault that God gave you big titties.
No.
It's not my fault that God made me a good liar.
Oh, hell. No, you didn't go with that. Here you
I
go.
hope you bullshitting. Like,
No, I'm really not. This is me. As they said on one of the people's page that shared one of my videos, and one of the chicks like, I'm just curious to know if that's the way you really feel, if this is a persona that you made for your show. No, motherfucker. Everything that I say on this show is shit that I have typed. I have made personal videos. I have said on Christmas with motherfuckers, this is me every day, all day. I don't feel sorry for nobody that fall for a lie, give it a man or a woman. I don't get mad at women for using their sex appeal to attract men. I just say that it's stupid because if you use your sex appeal, don't get mad if you attract a nigga that just want to fuck. I don't get mad at niggas that lie to women and then lie to the wrong one, thinking they got a good one, and while you was lying, that bitch was lying back to you and she fucks you out of your money. However you use your skills to hunt for your mate, the pussy, the dick,
Oh, now
however
lying
shit
is
comes
a
back,
skill.
that's the way you hunt it. You deal with the repercussions.
So that
Now,
just
what
makes,
school do you
yeah,
go
just
to
in my
to get that
opinion,
skill?
and no disrespect to you, that makes you a weak ass nigga. Because if you just can't use your mentality to get the pussy without lying, then you have to revert to lying, and that's not righteous, man.
And I don't get mad at you saying what
That's
a weak
right.
ass
And you married
nigga
anyway,
is.
nigga. Where your wife at?
Huh? My fiance
Oh,
is
yeah.
at home
Okay.
with the children. Okay? Now, with that, I don't get mad at one nigga calling another nigga a weak ass nigga, because guess what? We always call another nigga that don't agree or do things the way that we do.
But what you're saying is wrong. No one's gonna agree with you on that, man. That what you're saying is wrong.
How many-
You're saying lie to get what you want.
So you've never lied?
Yes, I have in the past, but I don't.
When was
I
the last
became
time
better.
you
You
lied?
have to become better.
So in this last year, you haven't lied?
Not to no woman.
Not to one, not one
Not
woman.
to no woman.
Not
I
one
just
woman.
went out with a girl a couple days ago. She was up there like, when the last time you had sex? I said 2 days ago. She's like, oh, so you having sex? I'm like, yeah, I have a girl I have sex with. And if we start having sex, I'll stop having sex with her. We have an agreement.
You're a different type of nigga. I still don't believe you. I think what
You
you're
ain't got
saying
no
is,
thing.
I mean, hey, I don't believe you. I feel like you're pussy pandering. I feel like you're trying to increase your chances to not only fuck tonight, fuck the next time a woman watches this video.
Okay, but wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. And you validating it. If you're validating it,
I'm not getting mad at him for
No,
lying.
no,
I just
no.
said I think he's lying.
No,
It's a
okay.
difference. I'm not mad that he's lying to me. I just saying I think he's lying
Okay,
to me.
what lie was told?
Everything that this nigga has said since since we started recording, from the moment it said 2 minutes and 5 seconds and he started talking, that nigga's been lying. But I'm not mad. I mean, as long as he's trying to
But
fuck
you
me,
know
he's
what?
lying.
Wait,
My
wait,
woman's
wait,
intuition
I'ma
tells
play-
me that
I'ma-
that was some true shit.
I'm gonna play public defender for you.
Okay, I hate woman's intuition because to me that's
Public
a weak ass
defender.
fight.
Now
Now
that's
we-
bullshit.
now
I
I'm
will
a
say
weak
that.
bitch.
Women's
Now I'm
intuition-
weak.
I didn't say you was a weak
Now
bitch.
I'm
I
weak.
said that your powers was weak. That's all.
I'm not
You
trying to
know,
knock
you-
him, but
you
I'm
don't got
the best
powers.
you
You
got
got
right now,
magic
nigga.
tricks.
All
My
right.
power was weak. A minute ago, you just told me that my sex appeal was my power.
The nigga lied. He told you lied about everything.
So my power, my sex appeal game
No,
is
the
strong.
superpower that you just claimed was weak. When you said woman's intuition, that's why I just called you out on being weak.
No,
Not your sex appeal.
your intuition
sex
is there
appeal.
for a
Your
reason.
sex appeal is a power
You
that you
cannot
actually
destroy
have.
nor create it.
Woman
That's some
intuition
powerful shit.
is bullshit. Woman intuition ain't shit but
I agree
common
that it's
sense.
bullshit.
No, you
It's
talking
common
about
sense.
No, exactly. So let it
So
be
why the
your
fuck is you
common
saying
sense.
no,
Because
and
I
then
like
you
how
have
I
to
like the
say
way it sounds when
exactly.
I say intuition. Okay,
Well, I don't give a fuck. I like the way it sounds when I say a lion jump out the hilly bush and he say I'm lying. So that's the way I
This is
like
why
it.
women's intuition is bullshit, because intuition is knowing before. Y'all don't know it till afterwards. They're like, I knew it, girl.
Wait.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what y'all do. I knew it.
No, we did know
That
something.
nigga fucked
prior
36
to
bitches. You
No,
found out about
no,
one. He's like,
no.
I knew it, girl.
Y'all had an
We've
inclination.
known stuff.
And that's not
We've
knowing.
known
No, women
stuff.
are always suspicious. So when they find something out, they're
That's
like,
an-
oh, well, I
That's
knew
an
that.
inclination. That's
Wait,
not
hold
knowing
on.
some
Don't deflect
okay.
it.
Now we're
Don't
at
deflect it. One, we're black, so we suspicious by nature. Two, we a woman, okay? And being a woman, you have to cover for everything. Just think about it. It's like when you watch the kids, what did Kevin Hart say? Y'all just sit on the couch and be like, I hope you ain't in that toilet.
Right, wait
You know
for
what I'm
some
saying?
shit
But
to
a
break.
woman is like, she plotting out everything. I know this little motherfucker, and he gone blah, blah, blah. So we
Okay.
used to plotting things out.
Okay, because y'all
So-
manipulative and y'all.
Well, no,
y'all
this way you gotta look
Now,
at women.
manipulative is what you said.
No,
with
I
the
mean,
lie.
what did she just say? She said we're
That's
used.
manipulative.
No, we're used to plotting things out. Who does plots? Who plot? Who the fuck? I mean, does regular people
No.
plot?
No,
Like,
no, no,
If
no,
you
no.
watch a movie, who is the
Engineers
villain?
plot.
The nigga that's plotting through the whole movie, right?
Scientists
Y'all villains.
plot.
Well, the
So,
majority of the movies.
but
the
we're
villains,
at the
they be
7-minute
men.
mark.
Teachers plot out a
I gotta watch
learning
this show to
schedule.
How
even
many
see.
women
I'm not
villains
even
do
sure
you
if we even touched on the topic of
For the
tonight's
first
show.
3 minutes.
I don't think we have.
We
But-
haven't. We haven't.
Okay,
That's
we
because the
haven't.
Okay,
man
this
has
is the
turned
final
into the
thought
villain.
segment. I need each of you to give me final thoughts and not run over. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Okay.
My final thought is that B Shine is full of shit. My final thought is that this nigga is crazy. That's my final thought.
Okay, and your final thought on who is it harder for when you have kids dating? I mean, everybody would agree.
My final thought is it is going to be harder for women with kids to date, especially if you're dating B Shine.
Anthony.
Yeah, just stay on topic. I think it's harder for women to do it, because just like you were saying, like, you know, it's women have a lot more to protect than men when it comes to, you know, children. So but I will say this: I ain't dating nobody with no badass motherfucking kids. If your kids are disobedient, fuck you and the kids. Like, you know them motherfuckers that got always the snot running out their nose when the little badass motherfucking kids. Like, I ain't fucking with you.
For
Your kids
real.
bad.
And when they don't want to admit that they got some badass
Yeah.
kids.
And there's a difference between bad and disobedient. Kids are bad by nature. They're curious, so they're going to get into stuff. But disobedient kids, the motherfuckers that don't listen to shit, no, I ain't fuck with that.
Sophia.
I really feel like it's a mutual thing. It can be bad on either part. It just depends upon the situation. Honest.
Corey.
I'm gonna address the topic tonight, which is affected more men or women. I got that right.
But you're drawing it out because when I said what was your thoughts, you could have just went into your thought. You didn't even have to bring that part back up.
Well,
So
I
you're
don't want to.
long-windedness.
I don't want to not address the elephant in the room, which was that conversation that just happened. So I just wanted to say that my final thoughts was gonna be like broken up, but I'm gonna make it quick. I think is the man that I think the woman is affected more, just because, in my opinion, there are some things that I just think me being a man attributed to getting through with having my kids, just like perseverance and just and I'm not taking away from the women, but just I think that there are some characteristics me being a man helped me out with, and I can only imagine like women going through some of the things that I went through, like having twins living on the 3rd floor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's some shit that I would think that a woman would have a hard time with. So I think women are affected more. I think that I'm not crazy. You are crazy than a motherfucker, and just like these motherfuckers are here to validate the fact that the man is the head of the motherfucking situation, and everything that falls downhill is 2nd and 3rd and so on and so forth. If you are purposely out here bullshitting, telling lies, just trying to fill your desires that you have, then you are doing nothing but creating worse of a landscape where it's just going to be a whole bunch of mistrust and miscommunication between men and women. But again, it starts with the man. That's my final thoughts.
Blessed be the Allah. Okay. I guess we're all in the consensus that it's harder for women. I think it is kind of hard for some guys because you do have women that don't have kids, and some women feel like I don't have kids, I don't want to deal with your crazy ass baby mama, I don't want to deal with your kids, I want you to have a family with me. But overall, I do believe the harder part is on women with kids. The harder part is being that they have to vet. And when I say vet, if you don't know what vet means, you need to look it up. Vetting is looking into a person's background. Vetting is what, excuse me, vetting is what jobs do when they do background checks. Vetting is, as a woman, you're trying to see what this man is about, what this man is, what this man will possibly do. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your womb, and most definitely you have to protect your children. If you don't know a nigga, I feel like you should not bring a nigga too quickly around your kids. I do understand that some women can wait too long to bring niggas around their kids, and I have seen it to where women have waited like 3-4 years of dating a nigga to bring them around their kid, now expecting their kid to honor and respect this nigga like a stepfather. Like, no, I don't know this nigga. I do understand that it's extremely hard to have trust in a lot of these niggas. When you see a lot of these niggas, when you look at the news, they like, well, the boyfriend did this to a child. The boyfriend did this to a child. So it's already hard for women to give niggas they trust out the gate on their own. And when you have children, now we're asking for them. This is my show. I got all the
You
time.
told that nigga be quick. You reading the whole manuscript. Your shit got an intro, a body, and a conclusion. Go ahead.
Because this is B-Shine's real issue.
You're right. My bad. I'm fucking up.
So, yeah. But anyway, you know, y'all got a lot to do when it comes to protecting yourself and your child. So again, we all pretty much agree it's harder for you ladies. My hat goes off to y'all. You know, good luck with trying to deal with these niggas and, you know, finding a possible good stepfather for your children. Now, I just want to say, for you mothers that had kids, your pussy's loose. If you need some pussy waste to get your shit tight, hit up Jasmine Castro. She's got the Yoni eggs. Yoni eggs for your pussy to get tight. Again, to help you find a good stepfather. If you like comedy, go to my man, Armstrong Comedy.
Armstrong Comedy.
He's got, you can go on there. He's also frequents Chicago. You need to go on his page, check and see when he's here. Go out, check him out, support our black businesses. If you want to hear with my intimacy coach and also our social media influencer, go to Shantae Nicole Thoughts, Facebook, Instagram. She's all around. He's also Twitter with the Armstrong Comedy on pretty much you name it. You can probably find Armstrong Comedy on Pornhub.
Now you cross
Also,
you wrote two motherfuckers at one time, like suggestion.
shut the fuck up. Okay, so we got Shantae, we got Anthony, Sophia Scale. She don't do shit but really work and make her money. But if you want to see some funny shit,
I think
you can
that's
look
important.
up Sophia
Raise
Scales
kids,
on
cook and
Facebook.
shit.
She about to have a husband tonight anyway.
If you need a place to do your podcast, you see the bullshit that we've been going through, you see the topics that we talk about. If you want to bring good topics, you want to have a conversation, you have thoughts that you want to get out to the world, come on EchoRhythmRadio.tv, get your podcasts out. If you record music and you want your music out, we got a studio here too. You haven't seen it, but that's where we're going to do our post interviews at. Hey, I'm B Shine. If you want to see these real issues of the day, go on YouTube at Real Issue of the Day. You can go on Facebook. I got a Real Issue of the Day page. I also got Brian.Shines on Instagram, which all I do is talk about the same shit. So, if you guys got any suggestions for topics you would like to hear, by all means, email me, hit me up on Facebook. The people that I have on, these are people that I would love to have back for other shows. And we're just going to leave it at that. At the end of the day, ladies, protect your pussy, protect your heart, protect your children. I'm B Shine. We'll holler at you next week. Episode 10. This was episode 9. We'll holler at you.
You need to talk about what happens when you gotta interact them little